Everything you need to know about hashtags on social media. So, hashtags are not what they used to be. You don't get a ton of discovery from them, but they do still serve a very important purpose when it comes to social media. So, there's not going to be a ton of discovery and views just from being posted under a certain hashtag. Most of these have millions of posts now, but there is a good use for hashtags, and that is for the algorithm. Now, hashtags, also things like what you put in your title, your caption, those kind of things, all help the algorithm categorize the content and show it to the correct people. So, being able to help the algorithm know who to show the content to so it performs better for its intended audience. You don't want a health and wellness video being shown to, let's just say, people who are in fashion. It's not going to perform as well for them. It's not as relatable. So if we're able to help categorize and let the algorithm know who to show our content to, that's going to be one of the main benefits of these hashtags. Now, to start off, there's a couple big don'ts when it comes to hashtags. Now, each social platform is a little different, but the first is you don't want to use every single hashtag and use all the spots, because you're just giving too much information. It's going to kind of overload it and it's not going to know what to focus on as much. You want to choose usually 3 to, I'd say, 5, maybe 7 max hashtags, and you want them to be very, very relevant to your content. You don't want to be throwing in just random hashtags that might not be relevant but fit just for the sake of filling out every spot on the hashtags. It looks poorly and it performs poorly compared to what's doing well. So you don't want to overload the hashtags. And the last don't is don't put in tiny hashtags. You're going to niche yourself down too far where it's not going to know or feel like it has enough people to show this content to if you're putting a super weird and unique hashtag that not many people use. So it's not going to know how to really handle that content as much. So those are kind of the don'ts. Now, I'm going to jump on my screen and show you guys how to start researching these hashtags and know what to use, what's trending, and how you can find those. So one of the great ways that you can do content research is using TikTok's Creative Center. Now, you'll need to have a business profile. It's free. You just have to sign up for their Creator Center and their ads, and you'll be able to come into the Creator Center here. And if you go under inspirations here, you're able to see different keyword insights here. And when I click into keyword insights, you're able to see the top performing keywords, and you're able to use these as hashtags. So you can search by country here. You can sort by a different industry depending on what you are. And you can even sort by what the traffic or app installs or conversions, video views, whatever the objective is. And then they have different types of keywords as well. Now, these are just for ads, but this can still be very beneficial for looking and finding what people are talking about, what's working, and you can even see the popularity change over here and sort by that. So if I were to search, let's just say I want to see football, I can type in football, and I'll be able to see the different keywords that are coming up for that category. Now, if you want to do it a little more general than just inspiration here, if you go over to trends, and if we just go to overview, they have a whole hashtag section in here. So you can see we're hashtags here, but we're going to go to the main section right here. And from here, I'm able to see what type of things are trending and the rank of them. So you can see if it's a new hashtag, what this trend looks like, and you can even see the analytics as well. And you can sort by industry or by how many days. So if we do the last 30 days, we can see the trend when it starts to go down. And if we click in to see analytics, it'll bring us to the actual analytics of this, and we can see the overall trend and the related videos and different insights from this as well. So there's a lot of information and even different hashtags down here that's going to recommend that are relevant to this. So that's one of the ways you can do hashtag research. Another great tool, which you might not think about, is in Canva. Now, Canva is a tool that's usually for video and image editing, and it's completely free. But you do have an option where you can create a document in here. So I went and created a document, and they have a feature called Magic Write in here. And I'm going to click Magic Write, and you can get different caption ideas. You can get hashtag ideas as well. So I'm going to say, give me the best hashtags for, and I'll just say Instagram around football. and I'll click generate, and it'll give me a couple different options here. Now, this tool, you do have 50 free uses, but after that, you do have to pay for it. But this still is a great tool if you want to get some use out of it. You'll see it gives me different categories for these hashtags. So it gives me kind of just the general main ones you want to use. It gives me specific events and leagues, teams and players, match days, etc. So if you need to do some research here, this is going to be pretty beneficial. And if you, let's say you run out of your uses here, you can always go over to ChatGPT and you could say the same thing, and it'll give you a couple different options here, and it'll usually just give you the most general ones. The Canva one's really good. It gives you those different categories, but you can also use any of these AI tools as well. So this is another option, and probably the best option. I'm going to jump on my phone and show you guys right now. All right, so I got my phone up now, and this last option is probably the best way in how you want to start doing your research is by looking at the different platforms, usually Instagram and TikTok. They make it pretty easy where you can filter and see these different hashtags. So if I were to type in something, again, let's just go with football for the example. I'm going to type this in on TikTok here, and you're going to see I'm able to go over to where it says hashtags on the top right here, and I can see all the hashtags related to this. So what I do is I'd take a list, I'd make a list of all of these, but I'd also click into the videos over here. So if I go to the videos or the top section over here and I look at the videos that are doing well, I might want to click in and see what hashtags they're using as well and see if they're relevant. So I'm going to click, I'll see they use probably 7 different hashtags here. I might want to write those down, see if they're relevant, and see if there's any creators I see a lot in here that are in this kind of area, and even look at what others search for on here. So you can utilize TikTok like that. You can also use Instagram as well the same way. So if I'm going to go over to Instagram, type in football, I'm going to search, and you're going to see they have a section called tags here. So I'm going to look, I'm going to scroll through some of these. Now, one of the things you can do as well, let's say you're a location-based business. If you want to find location relevant hashtags, let's just say I'm in Dallas, Texas. So I'm going to type in Dallas, Texas. And on Instagram, they have a section called places on the far right. So I'm going to click over there and I'm going to find the main one here. Click into the top one, Dallas, Texas. And you'll see there's a map, but you can see the top posts around this area. So anyone who's tagged Dallas, Texas as their location, these are the top posts. So I would click in and I want to see why they're the top posts, what's performing. Right now, I think it's just on recent, but I could click in and see, okay, why are these performing well? Why are these the top? And look at the different hashtags on here. So you can do that with different locations, see the recent ones and see what people are using and what's working there. Or you can just click into the top reels when you're going through these for any keyword you're searching and see what hashtags they are using. So those are kind of the main different ways you can research different hashtags, whether it's a location one, whether you have some main category hashtags, or even a little bit smaller niche ones. You want to include kind of a good mix of all of them, probably 2 from each category, maybe a couple more of the main ones, a little smaller on the lower volume keywords, but that's kind of how you can do your keyword research and make sure you're adding those hashtags. Again, it's going to be helping categorize your content, which is going to help it perform better when it's shown to the right people. So you can utilize any of these methods for hashtags. Need extra help with your marketing or social media? Well, utilize our free marketing resources like our social media blueprint ebook or our 150 social media post ideas. You can grab these free resources in the description below.